Going on YouTube, Centex Collector here with another 3D project completed. This time the Night Force Night Raider, aka the Triple T. So my first 3D print I ever made when I got into this back in July was the original Triple T, which I ended up giving to a buddy of mine because I had did this part in the wrong color. He painted it, all that good jazz. So here we are, almost a year later, and I circled back to the Triple T, and here we are, the Night Raider. So I just love how the charcoal black, I mean, this came out really well. Everything's done in bamboo filament. We'll get into that. And it's minimal parts, really. So you really just have, and I'll show how much filament, how many hours this took. It's a fairly quick print per se. The longest part is the body chassis, which takes about 18, 19, 20 hours, depending on how much infill you use. And then the top here can take anywhere from 10 plus hours, again, depending on infill and what type of infill. So again, chassis, the top or the body, 2 missiles, and then in the gun component, there's 3 parts. Actually, there's, 1, 2, 3 parts, so 6 parts there for the gun component. And then this top actually comes off here to showcase the engine. And then this back piece here. And then you have 2 of these big wheels and then 6 of these wheels. Well, actually, I take that back. It's like a front and back, so there's 2 parts. So there's 4 there. And then so 12 of these because you have front and back. And I forgot, you see these rivets? I forgot to do the rivet facing out front. I did the flat front and back, so I have another build coming, so I'll do that right. And then 2 treads. The treads took about 6 hours, I know that, because they were about 3 hours per tread. And the treads are rollable. So, and I got this design off of Colts. I'll have to look up which designer it was. And the decals were all me. So I made these decals myself. This one I can't remember if I already had from another project. The Night Force was like a logo sign. I just downscaled it. I did the United States up top. And yeah, that was it, because that's all the original Night Force had. We've got Shockwave in the driver's seat. The original box art had Outback, but we don't have a Night Force Outback yet. So that's going to be an easy repaint for Hasbro, at least it should be. And then got my Crazy Legs Night Force that came from the Dragonfly. But again, all bamboo filament, and it's really only 2 colors. Yeah, I just did the bamboo charcoal matte PLA. And then the red, I actually went with basic red. Normally I'll go with the matte red, but this basic I felt was a little bit of a different color than my typical, so I decided to just try something different there. So yeah, but this thing, and of course the high flow TPU 95A for the treads. And then these actually got rotation there. And then the missiles come off. I actually put some clear nail polish in there so that way they kind of stay in place better. We got foot pegs here that actually work. And we circle back to this in red. And normally I don't like using the basics, it's like glossy, but this actually worked really well. Got a tow hitch here. And like I said, the treads roll. They're functional treads. Just have to get them on there right, but they work. I should maybe do it tighter, because I think on the treads because I did this at the quote-unquote 6-inch scale, not the 7-inch scale for Sergeant Slaughter. So the treads and the axles, oh, I forgot, we got axles too. So we have 3, 6, 8 axles, 2 big axles, and then 6 little axles. So the treads were printed at 90, like 9.9%, same with the axles. And then if you go with the bigger, then the treads get bigger as well. I think for 7-inch, you print at like 110%, but I print everything at 100% to accommodate like the regular sized figures. And like I said, this top comes off. And I got United States there that I made. Got the engine here, so you could paint that like chrome or silver or something if you wanted to. I was printing all black because when you do a bunch of color swaps on any printer, really, like this was all done in the P1S with the big parts, and then the Mini for the little parts. Those color swaps really get into time. And there was no gluing on this. This was all like the axles actually press fit into the body. And then, oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. There was glue. You have to glue the 2 parts of the wheel together. So that's the only things I had to glue, was gluing the wheels together, because the front and back part of the wheel, and you glue it together. But other than that, everything else, you just slide the top on top of the body. The missile slide on here. There's some like a hole here that those slide into. This snaps into place. This just slides on top. Man, I just love this Triple T. I love Night Force. This thing came out beautiful. Print quality came out really well. And again, I printed this on the P1S. Again, it's all about orientation, so I just had to orient this top. The bottom, I was able to sit flat on the print bed, and I was able to put diagonally on the build plate, but this I couldn't do the same. I had to put it at a pretty good angle. I actually put it at a steeper angle, because at some point at a certain angle I did, it got all tore up for some reason. So I was probably 9 hours until like 18-hour print, and it just tore up before I noticed and stopped it. But the treads came out really good. So yeah, I'm really happy with this Triple T. I love Night Force. It's one of my favorite sub-teams with Tiger Force. Everybody gets so amped up or worked up about all these sub-teams because they're repaints. But Crazy Legs ain't a repaint. He was an original figure. I mean, they may end up doing original Crazy Legs, but I think they could probably make it. I mean, obviously the original ended up being a repaint off him if Hasbro does decide to do a repaint. The Night Force Shockwave, I was not expecting that when that came out, so that was a pleasant surprise. I don't even care. I love Shockwave. He's one of my favorite Joes. Besides, don't ask me why, but I really like Captain Gridiron too. But yeah, man, this thing is awesome. And then again, like I said, I did this in the traditional colors. Well, actually, I did this in orange by accident, or green or something. So, like I said, my buddy went ahead and painted it white. But great design, easy print. Like I said, this was the first design when I did the original Triple T. I went right out just swinging for a home run. So this is a pretty, got everything dialed in, a pretty good print to start with for vehicles. I think I was printing small diorama stuff first, and then the Triple T was my first foray into a whole vehicle. And then now that I have 2 printers with the P1S and the A1 Mini, I can just, I can spend the bottom piece is about 18 hours. This top piece is about 12 hours. And then while that's running, then I can print all these small parts on my Mini, and then do the treads on the P1S, and then do the decals, because I don't have an AMS light on the Mini. I have just the AMS on my P1S. And I heard they're supposed to be getting the AMS eventually may work. I think that new AMS 2 may work with the Mini and the A1, which would be awesome. So yeah, there we go, guys. There's the Night Force Night Raider, basically a Triple T in Night Force colors. Just awesome project, fun little project too. Pretty quick, especially if you got 2 printers. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.